Jezebel and their marvelous plot to take Naboth's vineyard. But Naboth did not want to sell his land. But since Naboth or Ahab and Jezebel were king and queen, they usually took what they wanted. Jezebel had Naboth killed, and Ahab took possession of the vineyard. They thought they would get away with their evil deed, but God sent Elijah to them with a message. Thus saith the Lord, in the place where the dogs licked the blood of Naboth, shall dogs lick thy blood, even thine. 1 Kings 21 and verse 19. Later, Ahab was wounded in battle. He told his chariot driver to take him out of the battle, and the blood from his wound into his chariot, ran out into his chariot. After the battle, he was brought back to Samaria, and there in the pool of Samaria, they washed the chariot, and the dogs licked up the blood. Another example is the Apostle Paul. He was a leader in the stoning of Stephen. And after his conversion, when he was over in the Galatian country, he was stoned. You may think that because he was converted and his sins were forgiven, he would not reap what he had sown. But it is the law of God that whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. I remember well hearing Mel Trotter, the evangelist who was a drunkard before his conversion. I had invited him to Nashville, Tennessee to hold evangelistic meetings. One night after a meeting, he went to a place called Candyland, and everyone ordered a great big sloppy banana split or milkshake or malt. Uh, all Mel Trotter ordered was a little bitty glass of carbonated water. Everyone had to rib him about it and asked him for the reason. They, or I, shall never forget his answer when the Father gave me a new heart at my conversion. He did not give me a new stomach. I am paying for the years I spent drinking. Years I spent again saying or reaping. Years, uh, uh, may I say again, whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. Don't be deceived. God is not marked. You won't get by with it. I wish young people would realize the truth of this principle. Many of them are taking drugs. Many are trying to satisfy themselves by indulging in easy sex. Free love, some of them are already beginning to reap the results of what they have sown. Venereal disease has reached epidemic proportions in many states in America. There is an alarming rise in mental disorders. Why? God says that you will not get by with sin. Regardless of how many pills you take, God says you will reap what you sow. God will not be mocked. When you sow corn, you reap corn. When you sow sin, it is what you will reap. Someone may say, I got converted. That is wonderful, but you are still going to have a payday someday. You will still reap what you have sown. And that concludes that